Hi guys, this is J.M. McGee, author of Little Girl Blues, Existence of an Image. I want to take this time to thank you guys for tuning in today. Haven't been feeling my best because I've been on and off sick with my migraines again, unfortunately. I tell you, out of all the things to be, inherited, mine had to be migraine. So what can I say? This will probably be one of my shorter videos and it's going to be very personal. So I'm going to um apologize in advance for crying and being in my feelings, but that's just how I am. So today I would like to dedicate this video chat to my late grandmother, Rose Edkar. I personally never got a chance to meet her. Had a couple of conversations on the phone with her, but she passed back in October 16th in 2014. She was a diabetic. She had a stroke, fell into a coma, she never came out. Um, my whole life, I always felt like I always finished last. You know that cliche, how good guys always finish last. So that's how I felt because I personally feel lost. What do I mean by that? I don't know who I am and where I come from. Most people find find who they are in their ancestry, where they come from, their inheritance, who they are, what makes them them. So with that being said, I feel lost because I don't know who I am. I know I'm part this family and part another family, but I grew up not really fitting in with neither one. I just had my brother, my sister, and my mom. And no matter how I tried to fit in or try to, I guess, act like I was one of them, I still felt lost because I didn't know who I was, where I came from, and where did I belong. So I want to show you a picture of my late grandmother. Forgive me, it's not really a good picture, but this is her. This is Grandma Rose. And my whole life, even when I going back as a child, I achieved just a whole bunch of pictures and stories. And my mom told me how she was before she got saved and she gave her life over to Christ. Um, my grandmother tripped me out. Like I said, I really didn't know her, but from the stories and what my mom told me to me finally having two phone conversations with her. The first one I had was one year when I was cooking the untraditional Christmas dinner. And I was on the phone with her and she asked me what I was cooking and we were laughing. And she was like, tell Gina, that's my mom's nickname, I'm tired of talking to her. I'm finna go get off the phone. And I told my mom, she said, and she was like, well, you could tell her I'm done talking to her too. I'm tired of talking to her. I'll call her later. And I just kind of bust out laughing because I just thought that was strange, but that was the relationship that they had. My mom was raised by her grandparents down here in Mississippi, and my grandmother um, was up. She lived in California, and the other conversation I had with her was back in 2010 when I had went to stay with my grandfather for 2 weeks, and I was like, I finally get to meet grandma. I haven't seen her. I don't know what is she like. Maybe she can give me advice about guys. It's so much stuff I want to tell her. Like I wanted to make up for not being able to see her or we not living closer, but unfortunately I didn't get a chance to see her. And my grandfather wouldn't take me to see her. So I called her crying and I told her, and she was like, you tell George Williams that you my baby too, and I want to see you. But I never got a chance to see her. And, for a long time, it kind of hurt me to my core, to be so close to somebody, but you still can't get to them. You like right there and you still can't see them. So I never got a chance to see her. And that would be my last conversation I ever had with her. Well, um, like I said, this is hard for me, and it just kind of hit me this week. Last week, I just been so busy, trying to promote my book and do other things. That my sister's birthday was October 17th, so this week while I was sick, it hit me because I was like, I'm never going to get to have that conversation with my grandmother, or talk to her and not even tell her about my book that I published. Like all these things I want to share with her, I'm not going to ever get a chance to share it with her because she's not here. But excuse me. But basically, that's how it was for me. I never got a chance to meet her, see her. All she was to me, she was my grandmother, but she was still uh, a stranger who I look so much like. Every time I turn around, you look just like Rose. You look just like your grandmother. Your cheeks, eyes, how we, black Chinese, smile and all that other stuff. So, for a while I got angry. I really got angry because I'm like, it's not fair. Why is it the people that I want to see, the people that I want to get to know, like know where I come from, and kind of get caught up in on my ancestry. I always be, excuse my French, assed out. And it ain't just about me. My brother and sister, they didn't get to meet her as well. So we kind of feel like losers on that part. My brother, he ended up getting a tattoo with her name on it. And, my mom, she has a tattoo of a rose on her ankle. So, you know, it bothers me because, again, it goes back to identity. Here's this beautiful lady, we smile just alike, eyes, everything. And, she's like a twin stranger. I don't really know who she is. All my other cousins, they got to meet her and form some kind of relationship with her. And we were the only three that, we didn't get to see grandma. So that's a part of me that I feel is lost. Like I said, I feel like I'm never going to find out who I am, where I come from. All I know, that I do come from a line of strong women. The stuff we go through, we were dealing with, keep having to deal with. I could tell I come from a strong line of women. Also, very strong willed, very stubborn, almost stuck in our ways. But we know what we want. So that it goes back to self and identity. So I had said this earlier, but the video stopped doing whatever. You have me, the nickname, which is, only for childhood, friends, family. You have Jasmine and McGee, the professional business person. And, now I'm J.N. McGee, the self-published author. But all of these three personas still make up me. I'm still the same person throughout. So some people have identity crisis, and I won't lie, it goes back to what I just said. I don't know where I come from. I'm a McGee, I'm a Williams, I'm an Edkar, I'm all these different people, but I still don't know who these people are. Especially my mom's side of the family. I don't really know who they are. I know they're, family, they're her cousins, they're whatever, but I still don't know who they are because I didn't grow up with them, and I really didn't hang with them. And then, when I was with my dad folks, you know, I get along most of my cousins, but I don't fit in there because it's a whole bunch of mess. I won't even get into that. But, I'm like, it's a tug of war. People that I grew up with, I don't really get treated like family. And then, my mom, I don't know who they are. And the only family that I do know and I have is my brother, my sister, and my mom. And even when I wanted to, get to know my grandmother, Grandma Rose, she probably was the only person at the time. I do know my mom's sister, Auntie Debbie, she used to come down and visit too. But, still though, it's different when you have people that you visit, you get to know, you grow up with versus people that, occasionally come down and they go back to where they live, and then you're still stuck down here. Like, where do I fit in? Who am I? So when I look in the mirror, I don't really see me anymore. I see my grandmother. At first when I looked at me in the mirror, I don't like looking in mirrors, but when I just sit there and just look at me like, who am I? Where do I come from? Where do I belong? I can't be like this because people don't like that person. I can't be like this because people keep nitpicking at that person what they should be. So the common ground was my grandmother. But like I said, I won't ever get a chance to meet her. She's not here anymore. So, with that being said, I do suffer from identity crisis. It's not as bad as it was, but I'm getting better because I'm still discovering who I am. And I, along with my sister, we have decided to, take one of those, ancestry tests to see where we come from and what makes up who we are. So I'm very interested in finding out, like I said, who I am and where I come from. Because mostly everybody that, you know, they have passed on and not here anymore. So also dealing with self and identity, for years, stories was passed down from generation to generation to generation. So people would not forget where they come from, their lineage, who they are. But somewhere along the way, I don't know what happened with my time. I've heard some stories, and sometimes the older that we get, we do forget, and sometimes our parents, they forget too. They may remember at a certain peak in their life, but as they get older, they forget too. So there are no more stories to be passed down. You see what I'm saying? Right now, that me, my brother, and my sister, we're the it. Unless, even if we go back and ask our parents stories and stuff, they're not going to remember because they're no longer able to remember most of the stuff that was passed down from them. So that's identity and self. That's what I mean when I'm saying we're getting intimate with myself, because I don't know who I am. I mean, I can tell you who I am now, but still the question remains, who am I? Where do I come from? That's why I feel it's important to know who you are and where you come from, not just, because of your family name or, who your parents are. I just feel that it's important to know your roots, to know who you are, to know where you come from, why you act a certain way, why you carry yourself a certain way. It's very, very important. And all of that genetic makeup makes up you, makes up me. But like I said, I don't know who I am. I don't have people I can go back and talk to and ask questions, because they're not here anymore. They have passed on, and if it's like little pieces of you that's gone. It's one of those things you can't get back. It's like you can do the research, you can have the test, but sometimes it feels good to remember those stories that people told you, and be like, oh well, that's where I get that from. I always wonder why I act a certain way or did certain things. It's because it's in your blood. It's what makes you you. It's a part of you. So to not know who you are, and I'm not just saying just family, to not know who you are wholeheartedly, you're doing you playing hide and seek. On a difference between hide and seek, if you play hide and seek, you're voluntarily hiding, and somebody else or you is the seeker. But with that being said, there's a part of me that's hidden, or there are many parts of me that are hidden, and I have to go find out who I am. Most folks may not think about stuff the way I do, and some people maybe they share the same, ideologies that I do. I don't know. But with that being said, it's important to know who you are. It's important to know yourself. Even though you have all these different personas, you need to realize it's all this stuff make up you. All, even your genetic makeup, it makes you who you are physically, emotionally, spiritually, all that. Case in point, my mom will tell me I act like my grandparents. I don't act nothing like her or my dad. Why does she say that? Why does she say that? Because like my dad's mom, grandma Leo, my mom, she's kind hearted. I've never seen her upset. Even when she upset, she speaks in her normal tone. I've never heard her raise her voice. I've never seen her get upset. She'll be like, "You act like you ain't got no sense," and stuff like that. But I've never seen my grandmother upset. I've never heard her raise her voice. That's how, you know, soft spoken and firm, and how firm she is. Because I remember one time I got in a fight. I didn't mean to, I just kind of snapped. And my grandma didn't cuss at me or anything. Only thing, she looked at me and said, better. You wasn't raised to do that or act that way. And I cried like a baby because I love my grandma. I don't say I idolize her, but I've always wanted to be like her, be strong and, be soft spoken and, you know, have a walk with God like she does. But, it came to a point where I'm like, I'm in a different timeline. Things are not like they used to be when my grandmother was coming up. And I have to learn how to be myself, whoever myself is, deep, way down deep. So that's what I'm saying. This video, like I said, I dedicated to my grandmother, late Grandma Rose Edkar. I will never get a chance to meet her. I will never have, form a relationship with her and share my successes along with, my trials and obstacles that I'm dealing, trying to find out who I am and where I come from. And I still plan to take that test, when I get my money up. But that's all for my video today. Like I said, it was personal and, a little emotional. But, all in all, at least I had the pictures and stories. Most folks may not even have that. They may be like, they never knew who their grandparents were. They never knew what they were like. And sometimes when you're hearing the stories, especially if you're a little kid, you want to meet these people. Like, I want to meet this lady who was like this and like this, and now she's different. Like, what changed her? What caused her to, want to become a different person? And like I said, I love my grandma. Like I said, I didn't know who she was, personally, but, I'm glad that she became a better person and she changed and she got to, give her life over to Christ. So with that being said, you guys, again, I want to take the time to thank each and every one of you for tuning in. Also, don't forget to leave reviews for the videos and for my book, Little Girl Blue's Existence of an Image, on Amazon. Right now, there's a free book promotion going on for the Kindle version only. If you want to go, check it out, look at it, give it a read, please do so. Let's continue to keep each other uplifted in prayer. And I'm sorry, my phone's going off. That's my mom. I don't know how she knows. It's like she knows when I'm not doing okay, but I'll talk to her about it later. But anyway, I thank you guys for everything that you're doing, my true followers, people that are, believing in me, pushing me, encouraging me, despite everything I'm going on from the inside out. I thank you guys, and I love you, love you, love you. I have an event coming up. I'm going to be a vendor in Miss Gigi Gates' second year anniversary of Moving Forward. Very excited about that. I've ordered me some more books. Also, still reaching out to different people, trying to locally promote. And sometime next week, when I do my next video chat, I'll be, sharing some things with you guys again. But again, you guys be safe, be blessed out there. Again, thank you for tuning in, and peace.